Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I am very happy today because we've got Boanaan back in action. Got a message from him. He said, "Hey, Pig, it's been a while since I sent you a replay, but I thought you should see this." And I was like, oh yeah, dude, I almost forgot you existed. What the hell, Boanaan? Ever since that famous match up against Harston, where Harston was trying to do some fun Zerg strategies, and yeah, he ran into Boanaan. They played that crazy game. I remember Boanaan sent me the replay and I was casting it, and then Harston also posted it, his first person view playing. It was one of the craziest finishes ever. Definitely check that one out at the end of this if you haven't already seen it. But Boanaan is just a creative freak. He plays insane games of StarCraft. He plays really dirty, messes with his opponent's heads a lot, and just creates weird, uncomfortable situations. And I'm not saying they're always bangers, because sometimes it is just, yeah, we've seen this cheese before. But yeah, he had a kind of a funky little bit of attitude to the way he sent me this one. So I sniffed something interesting that will be happening. So far, not the most interesting. That pylon a bit too close. That's in vision of the depot, mate. So it does get spotted, and P's here completely... Oh, calmly just walls off. Oh no, he's going to go for the full cage. He gets cage. He can fit 2 cannons back there. Oh my god. Okay, this one's starting off good. Peas knows the counter. If you wall find the minerals, Terran can use the command center as a transport, drop SCVs back there and kill the cannons while they're building. So it doesn't work out, but Boanaan loops around and blocks the command center from landing. Finally, the drilly boys say, "Taste my drill." They kill it. They also kill the pylon with no cancel. And I actually think Peas here has actually defended this really well. Peas defended that quite well. I mean, obviously, he's not making an orbital right now, and there is a cannon getting up at the front. But I don't think that cannon will be able to kill anything, because he can just hold position the Marine here, focus the probe down. He should be good. Ooh, maybe he will lose a depot, actually. Yeah, we'll definitely lower this depot and try to get that Marine forward just a little bit, but you don't want to risk losing it. So I think Peas is just like, when the bunker finishes, then I can get rid of this. I'll lose 1 depot. It's not the end of the world. And for those who don't know, this is... at the very least, high masters, probably GM. I would imagine low GM. I think Boanaan's usually at. But, of course, low GM, you might think, oh, GM, you know, expert god tier player. You haven't played against that many cheesy weirdos, especially if you're playing on the EU ladder. Then you're going to really, really struggle in these unfamiliar situations. So, pylon on the high ground to spot, but not really going to get anything done there, is it? Those Marines are going to force that to cancel. And Boanaan forced to go double gas Cybercore behind this, so he's just going to maybe use this position to be annoying, but he can't get too much more done. Oh, you got to watch out there. Oh, those Marines can probably 2-shot that probe now. So he's trying to run on there to get high ground vision so the cannon can shoot. But instead... Oh, Zealot comes out. Oh, very nice. But the bunker fully covers the ramp. So as long as he stays in the bunker, they can't really do it. Cannon will fall there. Zealot pulls back, and it looks like Boanaan has been pushed off of the forward position. So he falls back, builds 2 batteries and a Stargate just out of range of the high ground. The SCV sees it, so he knows what he's up against. Peas has got a factory with the tech lab going down. He's going to pull his barracks back and build, I would imagine, a reactor for this starport. Swap that over, start pumping Vikings 2 at a time, and you're going to be in a really good position. There we go. He lands the barracks and then builds the reactor. You know, you can just tell it to build the reactor when it's flying, and it'll automatically land. Interesting, though. Peas doing it in a bit of a weird manner. Peas is handling it okay, though. I feel like this build, remember, Void Rays cost 50 more minerals. They're not as good. You can go Tempests with this sort of siege up, but I don't know, man. I definitely feel like it'll be interesting to see how it's handled. 2 bunkers at the front as well. Fleet Beacon goes down super far forward as well, actually, with that Fleet Beacon. SCV hasn't seen it just yet. Looks like he'll send it across the map to check if there's an expansion. With a Cyclone out before the first Void Ray, this looks pretty good. If Peas gets a medevac, could actually just defend with the extra Vikings and Cyclones and do like a 4 Marine Cyclone drop and maybe just kill Boanaan right then and there. But for now, there is a lot of infrastructure going up outside this base. He even sees the Fleet Beacon. Vikings do beat Tempests. The problem is cannons beat Vikings pretty hard. So the Tempests will just try to kite you backwards into the cannons. Shoot, pull back, and if you chase them too far, you know, you will be in trouble. I don't know what a Viking's anti-air range is. A Tempest has 15 anti-air range, I believe, or 14 actually, sorry. A Viking, I believe, is probably 9. Cyclone pushes the Void Ray back. SCV is repairing depots. Batteries healing. Void Rays. Nothing actually dying. The SCV is over there right now. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, where does this game go from here? Because this can't just be I kill you with a Tempest Siege. There's no way Boanaan would have sent me that replay. I've cast that 1,000 times. It's not that exciting. So for me, in my head, I'm thinking, what could happen to make this game super weird? Because Terran's locked on one base, doesn't even have a command center. You're locked on one base. This is a very printf style game. What's this probe doing? Oops, sorry, trying to follow that probe. He's thinking about expanding. Okay, he's thinking about building a nexus in the third base of the Terran and kind of migrating some economy there. Oh, the siege tank cancels the cannon, does very well. Ooh, he's been a little nervous with it though. Okay, he's gonna move it forward just an inch. Try and take out that pylon, but the Tempest could target it. SCVs with repair are pretty good though. Remember, only 10 range versus ground, 40 damage a shot, 30 damage versus air, 14 range, and 52 damage versus massive like battle cruisers. Vikings do have 9 range, and they are going to be doing 28 damage, 14 with each of those shots. But Tempest does have an armor, I believe. 2 armor, in fact. Ooh, Vikings got to be real careful. The SCVs are trying to repair them, but this is a real micro war, because as Boanaan, you just want to you don't want to just be hitting bunkers. You want to try and pick off the SCVs. He's chrono boosting. Oh, he's not chrono boosting. He's making a third Tempest. He's making more cannons behind this as well. Vikings are still building 2 at a time. I mean, the tanks are okay at breaking the things on the ground, but only if you've got enough Vikings to cover them. And oh, he's going to lose a Cyclone. That was on hold position. Bit of a mistake there for Peas. Peas is in trubs right now, man. He's under pressure because he doesn't know as well. Like, he's got to feel really bad, but he saw no expansion for a long time, so his hope is, okay, I hope you haven't expanded and that I can just wait this out and then start snapping your Tempest. Because once he gets enough Vikings to, say, 2-shot the Tempest, if the Tempests have to come this far forward, he will not let them get home. He'll kill at least 1 before they get behind the cannons. These cannons are a bit too far back, and I think if Boanaan wasn't facing the tanks, he'd try to get the cannons further forward so then he can push his Tempest further forward. But he's really got to get rid of these bunkers so that he can get in on top of those tanks, and that's what's really struggling with. Vikings come forward, watch out, Boanaan's not watching! And that's what I'm talking about. Once they 2-shot Tempest, it's so scary. Almost gets a second one. He does, he gets it! But he's diving over the cannons. This is way too deep for Peas. Peas started that fight really well, and while he does get all 3 Tempests, he loses a lot of Vikings for it as well. The Stalker Zealot do get blasted by those siege tanks. That was 3 Tempests for 4 Vikings. It's still a very good trade. I just feel like he could have done 1 Viking for 2 Tempests, and it would have been a god-tier trade. Either way, I think he's happy with that. What's your opponent got? 1 Tempest, 3 Stalkers, a Zealot? This is a terrible situation for Boanaan. Remember, guys, Boanaan may have put this game where he wanted it to, but at this stage, I look at this and I go, you know, yeah, you're a very good player, Boanaan, but you're very good at your special brand of StarCraft. And if Peas can get this back to anything approximating a normal game, I think he's going to be massively favored here. Does lose a Viking, he's going to lose another one, another 2, another 3. Oh my god, that was like 4 Vikings for that last Tempest. So these fights nowhere near as good. Like I said, yeah, you can be like, oh no, it's good, 3 Tempests for 4 Vikings. It was, but remember, 2 of those Tempests for 4 Vikings, nowhere near as cost efficient as these other ones. And this last Tempest for 4 Vikings was a terrible trade. Boanaan still doesn't have a lot of units, so it might be okay for Peas. He's building a command center there as well, so they're both kind of expanding. This Nexus is finished as Boanaan recall probes. That base is heavily mined out. He's got a Void Ray at home right now as well, so he's expecting some sort of counterattack. A Void Ray, a shield battery, and a cannon, and it's just never happening. Boanaan's like, oh, when I've got them contained like this, they always go for a counter drop. But in this case, he's just not doing it, and Peas is just like, okay, I'm just going to break out with these tanks. You've only got 1 Tempest. You can't really kill these siege tanks. It's going to take you like 6 shots or something to kill them. I'm good at numbers, guys. 40? What's 175 divided by 40? That's 5 shots. Close, close. Well, it wasn't too far off. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay, see, that's it. Get a Tempest pullback. And I feel like Boanaan's just been a bit too slow to get these Tempests moving, because remember, when they go from not moving at all to start moving, there's a bit of acceleration time. So you want to try and keep them moving at all times, so you don't have to deal with that. So if you're already moving away, the moment you start your shot, you're like, you shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back. That's what Boanaan's got to be doing. He's got to stay crafty, because that Stargate's going down, man. He doesn't have much healing in these batteries. They can't prolong it very long at all. Command Center's now up. We've got the Starport is building a tech lab. He stopped Viking production because he figures this is enough Vikings. Dude, he's like, I got 7 Vikings. You've got 1 Tempest, 1 Oracle. What are you going to do? You got nothing, mate. The tanks take out the Stargate. Boanaan does recall probes, puts them on mining here. 23 workers on that mineral line. Oh no, bad Viking dive! Oh, Peas does get the Tempest. Did he get the Oracle? He didn't get the Oracle, but he threw away 4 Vikings for a Tempest. Yet again, another really bad trade. I feel like Peas has got a mixture of perfect clinical engagements, but then he gets excited because he got a winning fight, and then he just throws a bunch of Vikings away. So he's got a mixture of perfect play with messy play, and that's what these games always look like, because no one likes being contained on one base like Peas is. But he's going to try and fight it out. The tanks slowly shelling their way free of this base. He's building Vikings one at a time off the tech lab. I feel like the engineering bay and the tech lab starport is because he's expecting DTs. He says, hey, you're a cheesy bastard. I think you're going to go DTs. And yeah, he does. He's expecting Dark Templar. That's why he's building a missile turret. Little does he know, there's an expansion just to the north of here. And it's actually Twilight Council going down along with going up to 4 gates. So it looks like maybe 4-gate blink might be the follow-up for Boanaan, which is a pretty good way to utilize this giant economy advantage. I feel like he's got this one in the bag. Boanaan, yeah, I mean, look, he gets scanned by Peas. But Peas doesn't know about this base. He's so far behind. If Peas can't push out and kill that base up there, he's pretty screwed. And that's a bunch of Stalker Zealot. Charge is actually going to come down, which could straight up kill him. And Peas is going to start Funkers at the front. He's like, just survive. Peas is like, look, I'm playing a cheesy bastard. I just need to survive. And I actually agree with him. Remember what I was saying? Boanaan is only good at his brand of StarCraft. You put Boanaan in anything approximating a normal game. Have you guys seen Haas play a normal macro game? He's been accused of match fixing by fans like so many times because they can't believe he would throw from such leads that he does. But that's just what happens if your whole skill set is in doing silly gambles. Yeah, sometimes you win games that you probably shouldn't have. You make crazy comebacks. But you also throw away games where just playing standard would have given you a simple, straightforward path to getting an advantage and even a victory. But if your whole skill set is taking dumb gambles, that's all you know how to do. And I feel like Boanaan is absolutely that player. He's like, 4-gate Zealot, let's go. +1 armor, let's do it. But Peas is seeing this and he's like, yeah, there's no way. I'm just going to completely wall off, keep my tanks on the high ground, and we're going to camp here. He's even building Banshees right now. He's like, well, there aren't many things that shoot up. Let's make Banshees. I think what Peas really needs to do is either go into lots of Hellions and Widow Mines if they're playing mech, or they're getting +1 weapons. They need that 2nd and 3rd barracks. They've now got a 2nd mineral line mining, which is a huge boost to their income. Unfortunately for them, Boanaan's got a 3rd base, and a Templar Archives going up there as well. So Boanaan is just going to keep expanding up this side of the map. I feel like probably should just expand to their own bases at this stage, but it's still a massive advantage for Boanaan. Peas is going to move out with 3 Vikings. Looking for a bit of scouting, maybe a bit of a flyby. Unfortunately, cannon battery is set up there, and that Void Ray, the Void Ray is not there. The Void Ray's come back to the front. I'm not sure if Boanaan knows how to use control groups. According to this, he does. Void Ray on 1, army on 4. Oracle not control grouped, fair enough. And I'm so condescending with that, aren't I? Whenever someone's like just a non-standard player, I'm like, I wonder if they know how to click the buttons in the video game, or if they just mash their face on the keyboard to randomly hit buttons. People are like, Pig, you know you sound like a wanker, right? And I'm like, I a wanker? Oh no. What do you mean? I drink water like a real Chad. Yeah. What can I say? That the cannon gets a few shots off there. Battery plus a Stalker weapon should be able to defend this. The battery, probably have to focus the shield battery down here. Try and get whatever damage you can. Oh, he's just going to focus probes. No chance to heal if you one-shot all the probes. Oh, that's a lot. There's a lot of probes going down, guys. The Stalker doesn't have that much damage. Oh, he's taking out a lot of these workers. Another one. Can you get this one too? Oh my god, he can. Guys, that was like, I think that was all the workers that died this game. At least 10, if not 12 workers just went down. That's huge. That ties up the workers. That was massive. It was necessary because look how slow the 2nd and 3rd barracks are. Stim shields are a while away. But now Peas can just turtle for a bit, wait for the 3rd command center. By the time that's ready to float down, should have a decent bio ball. And Widow Mines are pumped. I was going to say you need Widow Mines to deal with the Zealots. So that's actually really fantastic. But double Forge is on the way here. We've got +2 armor and +1 attack. Boanaan's going to be going double ups to get ahead. Boanaan now going for, I don't know if you call this a harassment Void Ray, a scouting Void Ray. It's a, I'm going to click a random Void Ray into your base. Gets 2 SCVs. Starts hitting a Widow Mine. Because he gets a Marine? Alright. Gets 2 SCVs and a Marine. I mean, it wasn't going to be the most useful unit the longer this game went, so fair enough. And up to 48 probes. He's taking another Nexus back here. Boanaan, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, guys, I feel like this game is actually all about what's about to happen. I feel like it's been not that crazy and exciting just yet, but I feel like it's all about to heat up because Peas has a good army, but Boanaan has way more economy. On the other hand, he's literally shelling his base from the safety of a set of bunkers in the natural. And it's very hard to get in here and engage this with the Widow Mines, the bunkers. You've got the Raven there, big pack of Marines now with Stim. You just gotta be careful. If the Marines get surrounded, the Zealots will clear the rest of this. If Boanaan could hit with a Prism in the main, that would be so effective. But Boanaan, of course, does not have a Robo, because Robo is for people that play solid games of StarCraft. And Boanaan, Let's just say if he was a stool, it'd be a little bit more loose and slippery rather than firm and well-formed. Blinkstalkers do come forward. They get one of the medevacs. Oh, got to pull back, though. You can't chase in there. Boanaan, I don't think you can chase in there. There's too many Widow Mines, mate. Oh, my God, even with the anti-armor missile as well. Yeah. Boanaan wisely pulls back. A lot of Zealots went down, but doesn't throw away too many Archons. Down 2,000 resources and units lost. I think Boanaan should just give this base up and just take more Nexi and just keep swarming. He's going Psystorm as well. +3 armor starts up. 1-1 upgrades are about to finish for Terrans. The upgrades are only one ahead for Protoss, and of course, +2 armor doesn't really help those Archons at all. Ghosts will definitely be the next thing needed for Peas, as well as, more importantly, just getting a third. The worker count still sucks for Peas. Peas still should be getting swarmed, but he's just kind of using the mobility of the bio to pick off, pull back, and if you chase into the tanks and the Widow Mines with this shorter ranged army as Boanaan, you're in trouble. Boanaan really needs to transition into some longer range units. Storm could do it, but I think Robo and getting out some Colossus or something like that would really force Peas to get out on the map. Peas right now has a third command center up, but down 30 workers. Down 1,000 minerals a minute, but forcing those probes to migrate will help out his cause a little bit. Ghost Academy goes down, that third command center is here. Look at all this energy banked up. Needs to be floating that third base out, but Peas has been taking such good fights. Up 5,000 resources in the units lost now. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, 2-to-1 efficiency hopefully makes up for the 2-to-1 worker count. I don't know. Peas is still in a really bad position right now. But remember, Boanaan, much like Florencio, it's never over till it's over. Oh, he gets a Raven. He gets a Raven and a few Widow Mines, doing some pretty decent Blink micro. But in terms of just direct engagement, skill and prowess, obviously Stalkers are outmatched there. He's going to go forward, do a bit of a revelation. That Oracle is only detection right now. Good on Burrow. Pullback from Peas here. Peas trying to run forward. It's been a very hectic game. Peas is completely frozen up on the macro behind this. Peas doesn't know about all these Nexi out here. Has seen the Forge, but that's about it up there. Peas has to pull back. And much like myself, it's usually only when I have to pull back that I think about macro. And there we go. SCV production starts. Third command center is pulling out right now. There's no huge follow-up for Boanaan. He's just building Stalkers and double upgrades. So Boanaan, remember, he's so used to low economy games, he probably thinks Blink Stalker's the best unit in the game. And they are in small-scale fights where you can micro everything really well. But you're on 64 probes. You need to build units that you can A-move a little bit better. And Zealots with +3 armor, to be fair, probably can do it. There's no armory. There's no +2 attack on the way. Gets a siege tank. Does lose one Stalker. EMP on the Oracle. Another Stalker goes down. Ooh, okay. This is still a very scary army. I think mass Zealot Warpins could do it, but remember, he lost a lot of his gateways. Boanaan lost a lot of his gateways. He's been trying to rebuild his infrastructure. He's building Nexi in the natural and in the top left corner. Oh, he's going to lose his +2 attack. That's a huge snipe. That is massive. When you're on 1-1 upgrades, you're already down 2 upgrades in this scenario. He was about to be down 3, but he kills the Forge before that finishes. EMPs are really powerful here. And Boanaan can't figure out what to do. He's like, oh, I thought I won this game a few minutes ago. Peas is now getting some very good fights. The Stalkers blink in to take some massive tank shots and Widow Mine shots. The Zealots, though, have +3 armor versus +1 attack bio, and that is going to be game-changing. The tanks killed a lot of the Stalkers, but I think the bio will get pushed back here. You don't want to lose too many of these medevacs. Peas frantically trying to get back and fight for his life. He's trying to micro his way out of this terrible situation. And it looks like he will barely hold on those Stalkers. Way overcommitting. Boanaan, you can't be affording to throw Stalkers away. They're so valuable. Oh my God, he loses the entire army. He's transferring workers to this base and then this base next. Try to make more Stalkers, stasis traps. He's trying to make more gateways. He's making 3 more gateways up in his main base now, realizing, hey, my main base might actually be the safest area of this map. Stalkers are here. He's got that stasis trap also. What do we got? Just 6 Stalkers and an Oracle. Even though this is a tiny army for Peas, it's good enough. Peas also has that third mineral line fully saturated. As long as he keeps taking new bases, he will be okay. He's taking more gases as well. If he gets an armory and a +2 attack and then a +3 attack, that will be game-changing. But if he doesn't, the upgrades for Boanaan will remain a big problem. We've still got that base mining. This base, there's 70 workers for Boanaan, but don't mistake how big of a problem having only 6 gateways is right now, and the fact that he doesn't seem to have, like, he made Storm and then just forgot about it. Like, Boanaan is right now, he's like, I normally win with cannons and Tempest on one base. Ooh. So he's trying to rack his brain, he's trying to figure it out. I love Boanaan, by the way, guys. People are like, well, why are you making fun of him? I'm not making fun of him, I'm spitting facts. That's all we're doing. That's what the kids say, right? He's not the best in a straight-up situation. Now, you might say, look at the positioning of the map. It's not a straight-up situation, but it kind of is in terms of he just needs to make a big enough army. Zealot run-bys would be brutal right now, but he's been so focused on defending. Finally, he's thinking about doing a run-by. He's going to jump on this army. Great fight here for Boanaan. There is some more Marines coming in from the south. The Widow Mines. Oh, the Widow Mines did do good hits, but some good spreadies from Boanaan as well. Nice micro by Peas to keep that one going. Still no splash damage, no robos. It's nothing but Zealots and Stalkers. Boanaan says, I'd like to win with A move and Blink Micro and nothing else. The +3 armor is the only reason this looks like it might be possible, but no, this is not a good fight. Boanaan, why are you fighting here? You've got 70 probes. You should be backstabbing and letting that economy work, but oh my god, he's at 10,000 resource deficit. Boanaan is like, where's the bananas, mate? I'm a monkey, I need to be fed. And the only bananas being fed to him right now by Peas is, of course, the metal kind. He's giving him a big old rock-solid gun to the face. And, oh, Peas is going to pick up and drop to the right side. So he's got army there. Still only 1-1 upgrades and +2 attack just kicked in. 3-2 upgrades now for the Protoss army. Those Stalkers are going to go backstab. We've got that drop moving in this right side. This could do big damage. He's going to kill this base in the middle. A lot of probes might die as well. You got to be real careful. Those are going to Maynard right through the army in a moment. The Marines go in. They're going to take out some probes. I'm worried about what happens when this Nexus dies. Where will those probes start running to? The Marines will fall. They got a bunch of probes, but not all that many. Stalkers coming in. Marines here. Not many Marauders. Uh-oh. Peas is not producing right now, guys. Peas is panicking. Nexus goes down, needs to scramble home to try and defend this. The Stalkers take out at least one of those medevacs. 3 more Marauders do run down from the rally point. More Marauders are building right now. SCVs and Marauders will defend this, but Boanaan pulling his opponent home and allowing that economy to work. He's got a fully mining base, which gets scanned. Peas is heading straight for that. You know he's going to head straight to the top left corner of the map. Boanaan is going to have to keep backstabbing to keep him pinned here. Double drop goes to the top left. Smart move from Peas here. Peas has been playing Survival Simulator. Let's be real, guys. There's a good guy and a bad guy in this story. We're casting the game because Boanaan sent it to me. You're the bad guy, Boanaan. You had him contained on one base for like 12 minutes. And now he's kicking your ass. He's at more than double the army supply. 12,000 resource advantage of the units lost. This drop could cleanse this mineral line. There's no units here right now. If he took out the pylon, he would have been able to stop a warp in. Oh, man. Boanaan does have recall available. Stalkers come in for a bit of a run-by the looks of it. The Bio Army will scramble back to defend. Some Stalkers coming up. He's going to try and recall those Stalkers. The Bio Army goes to deal with it. The Stalkers blink to the top side. And, oh, man, remember that +3 armor, +2 attack, really helping the Stalkers in these fights. I feel like they'd die so much quicker if they didn't have all that armor, but does lose a bit of economy, keeps the base mining. 58 probes up versus 40 SCVs. The new army, though, I think can take that base out. Boanaan's not going to stand and fight. He's going to try and run around, I think. Looks like they both barely missed seeing each other there. As we check both players' vision, 7 gateways are up, +3 attacks on the way. If you can get 3-3 versus 1-1, that's going to be massive. Never getting that armory Peas in this game. Oh, he does drop when EMP lands it, but oh man, losing 3 ghosts is so painful. The Marine rally going down. On the other hand, that base is going to go down. One of the most important bases right now for Boanaan. Boanaan's still way down in army supply, guys, and even doing critical damage here. Is it going to be enough? He's got a mining base in the natural and a few workers mining up there, but that's about it. Looks like the Bio Army splitting up, trying to take out the economy. Boanaan realizes there's a lot of urgency here. Oh, 6 Marauders out with a vengeance. But oh, he's not microing them. He's too busy multitasking elsewhere on the map, which means those units are slipping by. Even the Marines walking past. Oh no, Boanaan's getting away with murder right now. Speaking of murder, probes in the top side are all dying. Stalker's going to blink to that low ground. Marines and Marauders are going to try to come in for the punish. If Boanaan can get these Stalkers out of here, that'll be big. Another command center is building for Peas, but Peas just lost about 30 SCVs to this pack of Blink Stalkers. The Marauders keep being lazy. They keep sleeping on duty, man. That's their 3rd stim and chase of the Stalkers, and they let most of them get out of there. Big mistakes there. 73 probes versus 41 SCVs have gone down this game. Wait. That means he's only built 56 SCVs all game long, whereas Protoss has built 74 plus 27, 101. Shows just how much more economy Boanaan's had, but he hasn't been able to transfer that into victory just yet. The units lost have still terrible for him, even though those Stalkers got some big value. Oh, Stasis Trap's going to be big. That's what we call a big juicy. The Zealot Archon takes out the Widow Mines before they can burrow. Very nice Stasis Trap. Peas needs to get out of here. Needs to pick up into these medevacs. Save the Marauders. Oh no! Loses a few of them. Okay, saves a couple at the last second. Stalker's coming for the intercept right now. He's trying to intercept this drop. You know he is, but the Widow Mine says, I'm intercepting you, D-bag. No armory, which means these Widow Mines keep getting revealed. Imagine how powerful these Widow Mines would be because there's only one Oracle for detection. There's no Robotech. If an armory got made, not only could he have made +2, he also would not have been able to clean up these Widow Mines without manually revelating every single one, which would be a game changer. Zealot Archon taking a big Widow Mine splash. It has to back off. Boanaan is still way down in the army supply, but he's so overstimmed. Peas runs forward for an awful fight. Oh no, big mistake by Peas. Big mistake by Peas. And Boanaan realizes, I can't lose these Archons. I've got to run away and let their shields regenerate. So he actually kills a lot of Terran units there. A very good fight. Income tab. Income tab, really important. More money for Boanaan right now, but it's literally just that mineral line. I mean, how many orbitals you got? 1, 2, 3. You drop mules on this base, you rebuild some SCVs. I think Peas is winning this game. Peas is actually winning this game, but maybe maybe you can just kill him. EMPs on that ramp are going to be brutal. EMP lands on one Archon, but the Zealots with +3 armor. It's all about the Zealots with +3 armor. Even if you EMP them, there's still 100 hit points with 4 armor. And those Marines only doing 7 damage a shot. Obviously, -4 armor equals 3 damage a shot. The Marauders, 11 -4, 7 damage a shot. It just takes you so many Marine Marauder shots to kill each Zealot. That's why this army isn't performing the way Peas wants it to. The Widow Mine, oh! Okay, Widow Mine does hit the Zealots. They're all very wounded, and more Ghosts are trying to build right now. Peas backed up against the fence. Still with more army supply, and can always float these command centers out at any point. He's going to try and take this base over to the right side. Boanaan right now only has 1 base mine. He's going to try to move out and take 1 more Nexus. The upgrades, the one thing allowing Boanaan to get through. Shout out to Psystorm, by the way. The upgrade that never got used this entire game long. Boanaan. This game is an absolute poop shoot. I love it. I love games like this because they're so unpredictable. Like, but if you just showed me this game state at like 10, 12 minutes, whenever it was, where it was like 20 workers for Terran, maybe 25, versus a 45 pro Protoss with a bigger army and just about like everything going for him, I would have absolutely said, hey, this is Boanaan's game. This is not an interesting game. The fact that he took a few bad fights, just, you know, the way Peas just kept luring him into Widow Mines and tanks in his natural, and then just kept taking good fights and showed the power of Bio, that was great. But then, as Peas got what looked like an unstoppable army, you showed me the army supply for like a 5-minute period. Peas is at double, triple the army supply. Upgrades though. And finally, Psystorm comes in. Boanaan says, oh, big juicies. Very nice, big juicy Psystorms there. And he's actually the one now doing very well. Gets a few ghosts, a bunch of Bio. Definitely going to see if he can get some more damage there. Peas will start repairing this. I think a drop would be... I think as Peas, if you just defend and sneak some drops around, like he doesn't have much to deal with it. He can't really afford to warp in many Stalkers, but right now that is 6 Archons, and how many EMPs do you have? Not that many. Remember, I feel like shields regenerate a little bit quicker than your EMPs, especially if you're using EMPs to take out High Templar. That seems good. Excuse me. Burping into my microphone like a legend. It seems good to snipe it, but look at that. Even there, an EMP, they're just going to regen those shields. All your ghosts are out of energy. Boanaan is like baiting him to waste all of his energy. And he's only got 5 ghosts. He's trying to build another one, realizing, oh god, I need more units, but he's going to move in. There's still another Psystorm. There's still 6 Archons and a pack of Zealots. And with those 3 upgrades, that is a deadly force, mate. Oh, there's a stasis trap there that could be big as well. Look, he's going for the Psystorm. He knows he needs to come defend his natural. Command Center does lift off and start flying away. Looks like an EMP goes down. Oh, no, 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 no. The ghost's getting frozen by the stasis trap. And this is really nicely done by Boanaan. On the other hand, they're both so broke, you don't really need to keep your production intact as Peas here. But he's got him kind of cornered. EMPs could be brutal here. He's going after the command center is Boanaan, and he does try to recall. Oh, okay. The Archon falls, and 2 Zealots and 2 Stalkers, but gets the command center. There's no SCVs. There's no SCVs nearby. He's pulling 2 SCVs from the right, but it burns down. Can't get there in time. Physically impossible. And that is a very nice victory, of course. Now he's only got 1 orbital, 2 orbital, 3 orbitals. Whereas if it was 4, it would be a little bit better. He's dropping mules on that bottom side, though, which is really nice. Oracle could get in there and kill some stuff once it gets more energy. More Archon Zealot making. Boanaan says, Robos are for tryhards and cucks. I am neither of those, and therefore I shall never build a Robo in this game. And to be fair, in the low economy situation, it makes perfect sense. Man. Oh, it really feels like the armory was the big thing missing for Peas. Peas still has equal army supply, but 13 Zealots? I don't know if you can deal with 13 Zealots. Like, 10 Marauders, 5 Marines? Oh, man. Normally, Marines are the counter to Zealots in terms of, like, killing them quickly, even though they die quickly. But when they've got this many armor upgrades, I think you probably just want Marauder, Ghost, Widow Mine. I think the Widow Mines don't really care, because they do spell damage anyway with their Sentinel Missile. I know that sounds silly, but that's what we call it. Spell damage, ability damage. And that's not affected by armor. So you kind of just need to be pumping Widow Mines, and as long as you have enough Widow Mines to deal with the Zealots, then maybe you can deal with the other stuff. So if Boanaan can bring the Zealots in after the Widow Mines are fired, or like, you know, use the, like this is actually pretty good. The Zealots are going to attack elsewhere. So the Archon High Templar is the army you kind of micro back and forth a bit, look for the storms, try to dodge the EMPs a little bit, and then the Zealots are going to try to run in from another angle. This could be very effective. P sees his army move north, but he doesn't realize the Zealots have been taken out of that army. That looks like a full army. EMP lands on the High Templar. Every single High Templar gets caught. Oh my god, like 3 Archons go down as well. But the Zealots are going to go in for the backstab on the south. Peas needs to scramble back. Get those SCVs out. Quick mineral walk from the SCVs. At least some of them will escape. His army's trying to scramble back. Zealots do so much damage though. They take out like another 10, 15 SCVs there. Back to 19 workers. If you can take out all the Zealots, that'd be pretty good. Concussive shells has been made, but look how tanky they are. Oh my god, +3 armor Zealots feels so good. It's so funny because we so often see like no armor upgrade Zealots versus like +1 or +2 Marines and Marauders. And you're like, wow, Zealots are so weak. But you get that +3 armor upgrade, man. They don't have that armory. They've been sitting on 1-1 all game. They struggle. Then again, 22 army supply advantage. I still feel with mules, if you split off some drops and that sort of stuff, you could be in a good spot. I don't know. Zealot Archon should lose to this. Like this army versus this army, Protoss should lose. But the armor upgrades and only one Widow Mine here, it makes it so hard to judge. I think Peas might actually be able to win this game. Yeah, Boanaan looks at that army. He's like, I don't think I can fight that. Nice recall to save some probes. They go to the natural, which isn't too far away, but he's going to try and counterattack with Zealot Archon. Boanaan says, hey, scrappy multi-prong seems to be the way to win this game. Oh, he doesn't have enough to defend here. I don't think he's got enough to defend. EMP hits the High Templar, but it didn't even have Storm Energy to begin with. Here we go. Let's see how... Oh, he's flanking! He came back with the surround! Huge surround here for Boanaan. I thought he was fully committed to the backstab, the counterattack, but no! He actually ends up pulling back, getting a surround. We see if that bio can't kite backwards, if it can't use its range advantage, that's where it could actually go so well. That was huge. Now, very even in army supply, and with a double upgrade, or sorry, quad upgrade, I should say. 2 extra attack upgrades, 2 extra armor upgrades. The armor is the one I'm talking about the most because it's so important. But even the attack upgrades mean these Zealots and Archons slay, man. Oh my god, that is huge. The Archons even one-shot Marines once they've stemmed. The bio does pull back to a nice defensive position to stave off the advance for now. If Boanaan splits a few Zealots in the south, though, that base is undefended, and yeah, he's moving his army down there. He's got a base over there. Looks like 2 Marauder drop comes in, 5 Stalkers warp in. Oh, we were asking for those drops for a while, but I think it's just a bit too little too late. Zealot Archon comes in the south side. He's going to try and click on the command center. Oh, EMP takes out an Archon almost instantly. The Zealots come forward, though. We see the power of the Zealots, man. This feels so annoying. I remember I was playing a game versus someone once. It was really close and action-packed, and I thought I was winning. And in the tail end, I had this situation, +1 attack versus +3 armor for like 10 minutes, and I just kept losing these fights, and I could not understand why. And I remember just having this feeling like Zealots are so much more overpowered than I ever thought they were. And then I went back and looked at the replay, and I was like, oh, you idiot pig. You forgot to make any upgrades +1-1. And I just didn't understand how Zealots were so good, and I'd never realized till that point before. And I was like, oh, I forgot my upgrades. Peas also feels the same way. Oh, Peas is like, you one base contained me for 12 minutes. You let me trade like 20,000 resources better than you in the mid game. But then you get crazy upgrades and come back in a 33-minute game of absolute madness, and Peas' brain just crumbled because you could tell Peas believed. Peas was like, I can't believe I held on after being contained for so long, broke out, killed a Nexus here. I believe killed this one at some point as well. So many, how many? 6 Nexus got killed this game. Traded so much better for so long, but at the end of the day, it seems like Peas' brain just melted down and just smashes the keyboard with rage. I don't even know if it was rage. They said GG, good luck. Oh, that was from the start of the game. Yeah, the GG was the start of the game. Sometimes people say, oh, good game, kind of like have a good game. But yeah, Peas just drops that incoherent ramble. You can tell that's just to mash the keyboard in frustration. Well played, Boanaan. Impressive ability to almost throw a game where you were massively ahead. Hats off to you for never building a robo. You're lucky that lad didn't build an armory, mate. But GG, well played. That was definitely a very unpredictable and entertaining one. And when you've been watching StarCraft for 13 years, it's always good to be surprised. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoy creative strategies like these, don't forget to check out some of the other ones on the screen. Give them a clickety-clack. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.